Nothing is enjoyable to me anymore. Nothing tastes sweet anymore. Life has become meaningless.
احنا كنا حتى خايفين من باب السياج. يعني حتى الباب مال
We were
السياج.
even wary of the outside gate.
يخلوا له هاي العبوه ما ادري يسمونها.
They could have left a bomb right behind it.
فكان ببان
Inside the house, they could have planted bombs under our beds, ready to explode the moment we went to sleep.
ندوس عليه ينفجر علينا.
They could have trapped everything: the floor, the ceiling, the walls, and the doors.
والسقف والجدران والبيبان.
I was afraid.
فيها مصائد مغفلين. فكنا خايفين مترددين بس قلنا يا الله فتنا دخلنا بيتنا. اسمي حميد حماد.
My name is Ahmaid Hamad Khalaf. I am 58 years old. I have been a security guard at a school in Fallujah since 2004. We live like any other Iraqi family. We live in this house. I'm the head of the family. I make a living for them. Our area here was a front line between ISIS and the security forces at the start of the war. Rockets were falling on us. If you look around, you'll see how one rocket fell on my house. My son Saad was hit by shrapnel, but he survived, thanks to Allah. We took the car and fled. We were one of the first families to leave this area. You know, our house is our home. We worked hard to build and furnish it. We left having no idea where to go, which region to go to. We left our home to go stay in a rented house far away. Everything was different. We were wrecked and we were in a deplorable condition. Rent and distance from our homes drained us. We heard that there were houses where the electricity was booby-trapped. So the owner of a house would come in, notice that there's nothing wrong with it. The moment he turns on the light, it explodes. If you see a bomb, you would usually recognize it. But this stuff is new. And by now, many people have died.
أثناء دخول البيت لقيت باب السياج واقع.
When I came home, the first thing I saw was the courtyard gate that was damaged and on the ground.
دخلت من الباب مال المطبخ. لقيت الباب مكسر. اكو ضرب.
I walked inside the house from the kitchen door and found that all windows were broken.
داخل البيت.
There was a trace of a rocket strike inside the house.
اللي موجود كان
In the kitchen, the washing machine, utensils, and other items were scattered.
الديوانية لقيت هاي البردات.
The furniture and utensils and everything in there was either broken or taken.
واللي مكسرة. فدخلت فوق على السطح
I went on the roof and saw part of the wall damaged. The curtains in the living room were ripped down. I started fixing things up, little by little. It was all on my own expense. I did what I could afford. I needed to fix the windows and doors because it was so cold we couldn't live there. I cleaned the house. I brought my family back and we settled in.
جبت عاد عائلتي دخلت البيت وقعدنا.
هذا الشيء وانتم هم بالنسبه لكم مر عليكم نفسيته ومر عليكم الحروب وغيرها فتعرفون هذا بما انه هسه تغير الحاله يجوز صاروا
حذرونا عن بعض المخلفات. هنا صورهم قالوا خاشفونا بالشارع.
The authorities instructed us about what objects to avoid. They told us to keep an eye on our children and ask them not to touch anything that looks strange, but rather contact the security forces immediately. When families started to return, the security forces left notes near schools and mosques describing the objects we should avoid.
ويقول له جماعته يابا انا هذا راح اشيله هو ما سمع الرساله مالتنا ما وصلت الرساله ويا من هذول الاشخاص سمعوا الرساله.
يوم 13
On the 3rd of October 2017, my son Mohammed's boss came to visit him. He wanted Mohammed to get wooden planks from inside a damaged house in the neighborhood. My sons Mohammed and Wissam needed work, so they accepted the job. When the boss asked my sons to do this work, he didn't tell them if the house was safe to enter. My sons had no idea what was inside. I was on Street 40 when I got a call from an unknown number. It was my youngest son, Saad. He told me to come home. When I got there, Saad took me to the house where my sons, Mohammed and Wissam, had been working. There were 3 police vehicles and an ambulance standing outside. An officer showed me IDs and asked whether they were my sons. When I said yes, he informed me that they had died.
بذاك الوقت فصار
Sadness reigns our lives and our home.
صار البكي صار
I can't forget them.
عندي بالبيت
Even if I were to forget, their mother wouldn't.
ولد 2 اذا انا انساهم وهم ما تنساهم. ما ترجع.
Crying won't bring them back.
هذول هم جناحاتي.
They were my wings.
بيتي.
They were taken from me by terrorists, by killers, by criminals.
لا ذنب ولا شيء.
One was 22 and he was hoping to get married soon.
عقد له مهر تا يتزوج.
And the second one was 19.
شباب.
They were young.
بس ما أدري هذا.
I don't know what else to say.
إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون.
May their souls rest in peace.
أنا حتى الأرقام مال التليفون.
I still keep their mobile numbers. I still call them.
لحد الآن أدق
They are dead, but I still pick up the phone and call them and remember their voices on the phone.
جابوني.
Yes, dear. Oh, you were at work. Yes, when will you come back?
يابا جينا ونربي
I
على.
remember how we used to eat together, how they slept by my side, how they sat near me, how I saw them every morning and afternoon. I was near them all the time, ever since they were born, and they were taken from me in a second. I still feel their presence.
بين عيوني. أتمنى مو بس العائلة والمستقبل.
I wish that
للكل.
not only me, my family, or Iraq, but also the whole world lives in safety, without wars, without ISIS, without explosions, without airstrikes, without bombs exploding in their faces. I wish that virtue take root in all corners of the world. No one should shed tears for the loss of innocent children. No mother should lose her son.
وما تنزل دمعة على ابنها يروح من عندها هيك بشغلات ما ترضى رب العالمين.